welcome to another edition of Cool Cars, Interesting People. Today, coach of the Lethbridge Hurricanes, Brent Kisio. He led his team to the Eastern Conference Finals, only to lose out to the Regina Pats. So we'll have a chat with him. Our car today is a 1964 Daytona Studebaker. Rick Esslink, come on in here. You were with low-cost propane. It's low pain.
Low-cost propane in the parts department.
And your boss over here, Ralph Brunsma, owns this, and he said you could drive it.
Yeah. Well, I've driven Studebakers as a teenager, and I just would love to drive this one again. So he said, go ahead, bring it out here to talk to you boys.
Now, tell us about the love of a Studebaker. People, it goes back to the 60s for sure, and people absolutely love the look of these. Why is that? Or for you even?
Well, we had two Studebakers. We had a 1958 Studebaker and just the lines on it. And my dad being a farmer, it was just another car.
Yeah.
We needed another car, so we bought that, and there was a fellow that he knew, hacked out a good deal, and then we drove it for good number of years, and then he traded that one in, and we got a 1963 Studebaker Lark. And the Lark was the beginning of the mid-size of the Studebakers. And I drove that thing as a teenager. I didn't particularly like it. You got teased when you were in high school.
Oh, what? Yeah.
But we were one of the few families that had two cars. So who did they always ask for a ride? Well, for me. And I said, okay, if you want to come in my lowly Studebaker. Yeah. And we had lots of fun.
Talk about this one here, the 64.
The 64, it was one of the last ones by Studebaker, and they were having financial difficulties. From there, they started to manufacture them in Canada. They shut down the U.S. plant, and the Daytona then was a little bit bigger than the Lark. It was a fun car to drive. It did have an automatic. This one happens to have a 3-speed transmission with an overdrive. And there's two sizes of motors, a 259, which were indestructible. You just couldn't break it. I tried. Yeah. And then they had a bigger one, a 289, not to be confused with the Ford 289. They built their own 289. Okay. And then after the following year, the last year for Studebaker was 1966. And then they only had one motor for that car, and it was a Chevy 283. They bought a bunch of motors from Chevrolet, and they put them in there.
So what's in this one?
259.
Great. And it's a classic car. You're gonna let us drive around in the parking lot here with the coach, see if we can get into some trouble, maybe have a scrap or something. Maybe not.
Well, that's okay, just as long as you don't scratch my car.
Okay, all right. Let's go get the coach. There you are, Coach Brent.
Hey, how we doing, guys?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
Good to see you. I was looking at the schedule here, and first game is on Friday, September 22nd.
That'd be correct.
Yeah, are you ready?
Let's rock and
Are
roll.
you ready for that game?
Oh, yeah. No, that's no ways away. We're still a little bit to that. So
we have a 1964 Plymouth. No, it's not a Plymouth. It's a 1964 Studebaker. Are you ready for this? Were you born in 64?
No, not yet.
Okay, all right. Let's come on out. All right. How do you like having this heat when it's, in the 30-degree range?
Well, it's good. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. It's been perfect.
Yeah, nice.
Nice and
It's over
warm.
this way. Come this way. All right, Brent, inside.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
be the driver. For insurance purposes, we got to have Rick back here just in case I go, because I'm
Chaperone.
at the Calgary. Is that all right? Okay.
He's our shop.
All right. Any particular way that I have to do this thing, Rick?
No, it's a standard. So.
Okay. So I just plug it in. All right, this goes in here. Ah, I like that. All right, so standard.
It's in reverse right now, and then now pull right towards you.
Oh, right, yeah, okay, and then it goes in.
Then second will be just up into the neutral, and then just go.
I'm in first now, right?
Yeah.
You got three and a tree there.
There we go. Here we go. Are we got the brakes on?
No, it just takes the clutch is just.
There we go.
Wow.
Now I can do this. All right.
That's some footwork there.
So, before we get into any hockey questions, what kind of a life did you have growing up? Where did you grow up? Where did you grow up, and why?
Well, we were kind of wherever Dad was. We were.
Yeah. Your dad being Kelly Kisio.
Yeah, that's right.
So he was obviously big into hockey.
Well, he was playing, so we were.
Yeah.
When he was in Detroit, we were with him. Then New York and San Jose, and finished up in Calgary, and that's kind of from grade 6 on where we lived, and it's kind of become home.
Yeah, yeah. What was that like for you being a kid, kind of moving around so much?
We were younger, so it wasn't such a big deal. I don't think we were at the age where it really mattered too much. I think once you get around that 14 age, it seems like it's harder for guys, especially now that the coaches and things like that. You hear about some stories, but we were young enough where it was fine.
Yeah.
You made it.
I'm in second now?
Yeah. Second.
What are some of your favorite memories of did you ever get to go to any of the dressing rooms?
Yeah, we'd go to games and things like that.
And what was that like?
I think it was fun back then, just kind of being around some of the guys back then, and seeing the games was obviously fun, different rinks. I remember going to the Cow Palace in San Jose.
Oh, yeah.
That was their old rink for the first time, and coming from MSG, just couldn't believe how small it was.
Yeah.
But you grow up in the hockey life, and you get some special privileges obviously from it, and it was a lot of fun.
What would you say were some of the special privileges that you got?
Well, the extra ice time, I think, is one of them. Being on the ice and getting to go with that.
Sorry about that.
Getting to go with Dad to the rink and things like that.
Yeah. I'm just going to go around one more time here. So during the Detroit era, so would that be guys like Yzerman would be around, or is that?
Yeah, I think he was there for one of the years later on.
Yeah.
So I think Dad was only there for 4 years, I believe, and he played with him, I think, for 1 or 2 seasons. So when he was real young.
So he would have played under Ilyich as the owner. Is that?
I believe that'd be correct. Yes.
Yeah.
You probably know more than I do. I haven't looked back at it a lot, but no, I think it's fun. Being in the hockey world, it's fun. You're always on the coaching side now. I have kids as well, and when you're in the coaching business, you're going to move at some point. So that's part of it.
Yeah, very good. Well, I just wanted to give you a short spin and feel what a Studebaker 1964 was, and this is what it was. Is it everything you dreamed of and then more?
Oh yeah, it's good. I'm glad you're driving, not me.
All right. Cool. All right. Short and sweet. I wanted to ask you when we were driving in the Studebaker, what car did you have, your very first one, when you finally said, I've arrived, I'm a car owner?
It was a 1993 Ford Explorer. We bought it from an auction.
Oh, really? Ford Explorer?
Yeah, it didn't last very long.
No, is that right?
No, bought it from an auction, and it didn't go so well.
No,
it wasn't an accident. It just
kinda, broke down a lot?
Yeah, it actually lasted for a couple of years, and I took a trip to Omaha, Nebraska with some of the guys I was playing at school there with, and fell asleep and woke up and there was smoke everywhere. So
really
blew the tranny on it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So moral of the story is just stay awake when other guys are driving your cars.
What is your car? Is the car you need? You need to have somewhere down the road when you make that Mike Babcock kind of money.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm a luxury guy. I don't need to get there quick. I like to take my time and comfort. So those Range Rovers are pretty nice. Or
Range Rovers,
Escalades or something like that.
Mercedes or anything like that?
Yeah, anything with comfort.
Good.
Comfort.
Good.
I'm not I'm not a big speed guy. I don't need to just take my time and ride.
Well, those Hurricane buses are pretty comfortable, right?
You find a way. Lots of cushions and pillows and blankets. And
that's right. Well, let's get back to you and growing up in the hockey world. But eventually, you did play hockey. You went to college hockey. You played college. Is there a misconception about how good that hockey is, or is it as good as we think it is? The level that you were playing at. Yeah,
college it's good hockey there. It's there's a route for every guy. Some guys choose junior, some go to college. I wanted to play junior. I was just a later developer, and back then I wasn't the fastest, and I was a little bit smaller. And that was the wrong combo when I was trying to play in the Western Hockey League. It was kind of a bigger league at that time.
Right.
There's a lot more smaller guys now, so it works out for both people. Either way you choose.
Which college did you go to?
Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah.
So I lived in Omaha for 4 years there. Went to school and got my degree. And
so a great way to get your degree, for one thing.
Yeah.
But was it always you always said I want to make it like my dad, or did that ever enter?
Well, I think any kid wants to play in the National Hockey League, and that was obviously my goal at the same time. It didn't work out, so I switched to coaching. We'll see if I can get there as a coach.
Yeah. Was that an advantage or disadvantage to be Kelly Kisio's kid over the years?
I don't think it matters really.
Really?
You get, there's the odd probably extra chirp or beak.
Yeah.
Because you're your dad, but it's probably an advantage. You're around the rink lots, and you get to go to a lot of games, and you get to learn about it from him, and it's what you grow up with. So it would be an advantage probably for sure, actually.
At what point of your playing days did you say, as much as I wanted this, I'm sure this isn't going to work? And when did you make that decision? How hard was it, or how easy was it to decide?
It was pretty easy. I think kind of my last year, I knew I had a decision to make kind of there whether I want to go try and do the minor pro thing, but I wasn't good enough to go to the National League as a player. So it was pretty easy for me. That's where I wanted to kind of end up. And I've always loved the game, and I've been a student of the game. Yeah. So coaching was kind of a natural path. So right after the season, kind of started taking some interviews, and luckily enough, I got on with Calgary.
With the Hitmen.
Yeah.
And you guys had some success right off the bat there too, right?
Yeah, we did. I think we had some good runs there. We went to the semifinals one year and back-to-back finals. I ended up winning it. I believe it was my third year there, and we had some good teams and had a lot of success. And it's fun when you're winning.
So as an assistant, what is your job? I mean, there's lots of things you've got to do, but what specifically would you have to do?
Well, it's different than pro hockey, obviously. As assistant coach in our league, there's a lot more responsibilities off the ice per se. Without hockey, you're booking the bus, you're working on travel, hotels, and things of that nature.
Really?
So,
What's that?
Yeah,
that's
you're kind of you're assistant coach.
Get the coffee.
Business assistant. You're doing a lot of things like that. So it's good. It teaches about the budgets and what you got to work within, and you get through it, you get it done, and you try to become a head coach.
And who was the head coach at the time?
Dave Lowry was my first, and I kind of learned under him, a good friend. And then I had Mike Williamson, who was, again, awesome coach, taught me a lot as well. And my last year there in Calgary was Mark French, and
it's
taught
important.
me a lot as well. So
it really is important to have those kind of mentors, isn't it?
I think it's everything.
Yeah.
I had 3 guys in Calgary that taught me so much.
Yeah.
They're all different, but all great coaches and good friends still. And the more you can learn from guys like that and learn different approaches, you see that different things work.
Yeah.
But you also realize that you got to find your own way too, and
sure.
So you just mix and match and steal their best ideas and try to use them for your own.
So tell me, how did the job interview go with you getting the job down here? What were they asking, and what were some of your answers?
Yeah, well, it was just with Peter Anholt. We sat down, and I believe we talked hockey for basically 7 to 8 hours straight.
Really?
We were in the office and we talked there, and then we went for lunch, talked some more hockey, and just kind of all over the place with hockey questions. What were my thoughts, my ideas, my philosophy? He was talking about his, and I just think in the end it was a great mix. I think we see the game very similar. We have our disagreements on things, but at the end of the day, I think we both think that the game should be played a certain way, and we both want our organization to stand for the right things, and we want to win a championship.
When you come into a city like this where it was struggling, it was obviously struggling, it was tough, both losing games and just sort of a general feeling, is that fair to say, the feeling in the with the team was not a positive feeling. So when you come in, you're aware of that. What are the things that you need to do to say, this is how we're going to turn it around, and we are going to turn it around, and once we start winning, you're going to love this town? Yeah,
it was obviously not a great spot when I first came in. Yeah. The players were down, you could tell right away. But at the same time, talking, they were pretty excited. There's a lot better players here than I had realized not being here. Estevan and Tyler Wong and Andrew Nielsen at the time. Stuart Skinner was there my first year as well. We had so many key guys that were real good players. They just had to believe in themselves. We had to get some wins, find a way to win some games early, and we did that. And I think once you get that belief and get some fun around the rink and get the guys enjoying being there every day, some good things could happen. And I think that's what we did. We had fun, we won some games early, and it kind of rolled from there.
You have to be a psychologist in a lot of ways, don't you, with these kids? Do you? I mean,
oh yeah.
I mean, how much of it is being their friend? How much is being their guy, their disciplinarian? How much is teaching them the game, and then making them citizens? I mean, I hear it over and over again how important it is for a player in any level to become not only a good player but to become a good person as well. That's integral.
That's one of our sayings here. Is we want to turn our guys into great hockey players, but our main goal is to turn them into better people and good citizens in the community. And I think we've done a good job of that here. I think You can see what our guys have done and how active they're in the community, and it's a huge part.
Yeah.
As for what role does a coach play in it, it's a fine line between everything. You want to, as a head coach, you're somewhat their friend, but that's more your assistant's job.
Yeah.
But you walk the line
Okay.
with everything. You want to, you got to make sure they're toeing the line too, but you want to listen to them. It's every day it's kind of changing, and I think every player is different as well. Some players you can really push hard, and like a Tyler Wong and an Esteban, you can go at those guys hard because they want to get better and they got some big goals ahead of them.
Yeah.
But there's other guys where you got to kind of be a little bit more careful with them and hold their hand a little bit more and just kind of walk them through it a little bit more. And that's just part of it. That's every person's different, and what motivates them is different as well.
Yeah, and you got to figure that out as a coach.
The faster you do, the better chance you have of winning.
So what pisses you off the most with your players? Damn it.
Well,
I mean, losing is one thing, but the way you lose can be an issue, right?
Yeah, usually it's working. As long as we're working hard and we're playing hard and playing the game the right way, what happens. We want to win, but sometimes you're not going to win every game. So if your preparation's right, if you're working hard, if you're playing the game the right way, you should have a chance to win, and I'm okay with that.
What is it that you brought to the team that started the winning? What do you think it was that worked? I mean, was it timing, just with the right players? Was it you? Was it the organization?
Well, I think Peter Anholt had a lot to do with it. I think he brought in some great guys. We brought in some good overages that year. We had some good Europeans we brought in.
Yeah.
So he played such a big role in it, and he's such a good mentor for me.
Yeah.
But I'd like to think that I brought some belief into the club. I've been lucky enough to be part of some very good teams, and I've seen kind of how guys got to think and how they behave.
Yeah.
So we just tried to bring some of that here and do things the right way, act like pros on and off the ice, and just have a belief that they're good players, because they are good players.
Yeah.
We have some great players here. We had some great players my first year here. Some key guys, Corey Miette coming in, Gutierrez, Atwall coming in, some overages like that, and they did such a good job for us getting things on the right track.
Yeah. Let me make this statement, and you can react to it, because and people may not like what I think about it, and maybe you don't. A player at this level of hockey, where they have not proven themselves necessarily in the position of being a junior hockey player at 17, 18 years old, there is no way in hell that they should be allowed to demand a trade at this level of hockey. That they need to just stick with it, be a better person for it, and learn from it.
In an ideal world, probably that's the way to approach it, for sure.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be here, don't be here. You want to get out of here, get out of here. It's a great spot.
Yeah.
We got a great team, great community, great dressing room, great facility. We want guys that want to play here.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to be a part of our organization, or if another guy fell that way, hey, it's part of it.
But I mean, if a guy goes up to a general manager and says, "I am not playing here. I hate this place. Trade me." Well, does he have that? Should he have that right?
Yeah.
Even though he's a great hockey player, but he just has that attitude.
No, it's a good question. I mean, there's better ways to handle it, for sure.
Yeah.
No one wants someone to go ask for a trade. Talk about it, work it out. But I went to college, and when you go to college, you don't have that option.
Right.
And that's one of the downfalls. If you're not playing, if things aren't going well, if you want to leave that school, you got to sit out a year.
Oh, yeah.
So I like to think that's one of our advantages of our league, that if you're somewhere and it's not working out, you have an opportunity to go somewhere else and maybe get a better opportunity there. But at the same time, it depends what scenario is and what's going on. Yeah. But a guy should try to stick it out first.
Yeah.
Like I don't agree with that approach, for sure.
Yeah.
But I do think there's a merit to having it.
Yeah. Because I always I talk about this with friends in the past about Eric Lindros and his saying, if I get drafted by Quebec, I'm just not going to go. And to me, how can you dare say that? A guy who has not proven himself in the NHL yet, obviously he's a Hall of Famer now, but you need to play a year to say, I deserve to do that. What were your thoughts on a guy like him that did that?
Well, I'd agree with that. I think in the National League, it's National Hockey League. I mean, if you're lucky enough to play there, especially going first overall, you don't see that very often. Guys want to play now. I think he should just be honored to be picked and go play, but he obviously had his reasons, I guess. I don't know what they are, but it would have been a fun spot to play, I'm sure.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, so, all right. Well, so anyway, let's talk about this season that was this year. What a great run. I mean, you had a decent season, and then just kind of a magical run that these best of 7. Oh my God! Going the distance for the first 2 rounds. That's how does that work emotionally for you?
Oh, it's interesting. There wasn't
Did
a
you
lot of
lose
boring
hair?
games.
I don't know.
Yeah, I had a full set of hair before this playoff, but lost it all.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't some of the series, especially the regular one, wasn't really started off the way we didn't really want it to. Fell behind, and obviously got behind 3-1 in that series. But I think in our room we had a lot of character, and our guys believed, and it is what it is. You're down 3-1, you got to find a way, and that's what we did. We kind of came back home and got ourselves regrouped and won Game 5. The biggest game was Game 6. Going into Red Deer and finding a way to win Game 6. We knew that was basically the series. We knew if we won Game 6 and brought it back that we weren't going to lose at home, and it just wasn't going to happen. So we got there, got it done, and came home for Game 7, and we did a good job and got the Game 1. And then obviously Medicine Hat was a whole different kind of series. We just got banged up. We had a ton of injuries. I think we had, for the most part of the series, 6 or 7 guys out. I think in that Game 7, I was looking at the guys walking out near the hallway up to the stands, and I think there was about 7 guys, a lot of our real good players. And but our guys, again,
And then you found a way.
Found a way, like Estevan and Wong played a ton of minutes. We had our young guys coming in, like Cousins, who was stepping in and had a big goal with 2 minutes to go to tie it up. And Skinner was great in net, and Manel and some of our back end played awesome. So that's what you need. In playoffs, you need some guys to really step up. When you're banged up like we were, they really have to step up, and our guys did.
When you're in that, going through all of that, the emotion, are you actually having fun, or do you decide that you had fun after it's all over? Because I know you're going into a 6th or 7th game, and you got a shot at losing it all, or you got a shot at winning it all. Is that fun, or is that how do you decide what that is?
Well, it's fun. It's exciting.
Yeah,
it's exciting.
Yeah, maybe that's the better word.
Playoffs, you're so up and down.
Yeah.
After every win, you always talk about, don't keep your emotions in check.
Yeah.
It's easier to say than to do. You win a playoff game, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You lose a playoff game, it feels like it's the end of the world for a little bit there.
Yeah.
But that Game 7, winning an OT like that, to get in Medicine Hat.
And a shorthanded
goal.
Oh, who's that asshole Tyler Wong? What has he ever done for you? Yes, I mean, just talking, isn't he like the epitome of the player that you want on your team?
Yeah.
Both on and off. I mean, I'm just blown away by him.
Yeah, and I've said it before, as good as he is on the ice, he's a terrific player. Unbelievable. He's a better person off the ice.
Yeah.
And we're lucky enough to have a few guys like that, like Estevan is another one, and Skinner as well. Just terrific players on the ice, but just amazing individuals off the ice as well. And I think that's why the community, especially a guy like Tyler, he got a lot of recognition for it, but they fell in love with him as much off the ice as on the ice.
Absolutely. And please, people, I was being very facetious when I said that asshole Tyler Wong. Please, just so I don't get the letters, the emails.
There you go.
And how about Lethbridge embracing the Hurricanes? I mean, when you go back 5-6 years, when you could hear, a pin drop in the NMAX, and all of a sudden you're in this game, you're in this series, and people are embracing and loving, packing the NMAX, selling out. Boy, how much does that add to the excitement of it all?
Well, it's what I've seen from the start. I don't know any better. I've only been here 2 years, and right away from the start last year, I thought the support was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like from our first games, Medicine Hat, we had 54 in here or something like that. And it was an awesome run. I know we've been winning, but we had a good run that year, and then this year the same thing. The support was unbelievable again. And I came from Calgary, where if we got 10 to 12,000 in the rink, it'd be a great crowd. But our rink with 5,500 in it is louder than the dome with 12,000. It's not even close.
Yeah. Wow.
And from the bench, we can hear our fans, and it gets pretty wild in there sometimes. And we had a game against Moose Jaw this year that was pretty wild with a little line brawl there, and our alumni were there, and it was a great night. But it's just a fun place to play. It's a great city. We've made a lot of friends here already. We golf, and we do things. It's been unbelievable.
Is there anything you could have done different, you think, with the Regina series? And do you think you could have gone the next level? Spokane, right? Was the
Seattle?
Seattle. Do you think you could have gone to the next step, and then to the Memorial Cup?
You always look back and there's things you would like to change or have done differently, especially when you lose a series. The day we were pretty banged up. I think we were pretty tired for the Medicine Hat series. And we had a chance. Against Regina, we had that 3-goal lead in Game 6, and we let it evaporate. We should have won that game, probably forced it to Game 7, and then who knows what happens. We had some luck, obviously, in those already, but it happens, and you learn from it, and you cross your fingers you're healthy next run.
How exciting is it, when you see your players in the draft, like Skinner getting drafted by Edmonton? That must be a good feeling for you as a coach.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's it's a great step for them. It's not the everything. But for their careers. It's a huge step.
Yeah.
And, even getting our guys to camp. Bellerive went to camp this year. Manel went to camp. Estevan was at a camp again. And seeing them get those opportunities and hopefully push on in pro, it's what you want. And I think we love to see the hockey side of it. We love to watch our players grow that way. But sometimes it's just exciting to see your guy get his firefighter or become a policeman in that as well. So as a coach, that's where you get a lot of excitement is from maybe watching a guy play his first pro game in the NHL.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's also seeing what they've done outside of hockey as they got older as well.
Yeah. Maybe have some of your players name their kids after you.
Yeah, no, that doesn't have to happen. That's okay. But
Listen, there's another Brent in the world.
no, let's keep that. One's good or two's good.
Let me ask you this semi-philosophical question. Anyway, I think of some of the great coaches that have come through. Like I think of a Scotty Bowman who's won 10 cups as a coach, or 9 cups, whatever it was. Is he as good of a coach as we think he is? Or, I mean, when you look at his teams, Guy Lafleur, Mario Lemieux, Steve Yzerman were all on their team with an incredible nucleus. So is he a good coach, or is he just fortunate that he had the team around him? And that could go for
that's a good question.
a guy like Edmonton Oilers, their coach that they had, the one in the
Glenn Sather.
Glenn Sather, sorry, yeah.
No, it's a good question. I think he's obviously a very, very good coach because when you get those types of players, there's a different way you probably have to coach them as well and keep them motivated. And I always think the hardest thing in sports is to repeat, and they always say that, and it's true.
Yeah, sure.
So you look at the Blackhawks with Quenneville and the way he gets those guys motivated each season. I know last they lost out early, but to win back-to-back cups or to win a couple cups in a few years, that's not easy thing to do because your guys, there's no training in the off season. They're partying the whole off season, and then to get back at it and get going the next year and get them motivated to win something they've already won, it's hard. And a guy like Bowman or Sather with the Oilers, when they win those cups in that close of years, they're doing something right, and they're obviously hell of coaches.
Yeah. So I mean, you obviously want to get to the NHL at one point as a coach.
Absolutely.
I know Peter Anholt has said that you are a rising star and you won't be here for very long. So what do you think about that when he says something like that?
Yeah. Well, that's a compliment from Peter for sure. But we'll see. We love it here as a family. We like it. Obviously, I want to advance and just like the players. We're a development league. Our organization's goal is to develop players and coaches and our staff, and that's what we try to do. So if the right opportunity came along, for sure we look at it. But my main focus right now is winning a championship here in Lethbridge.
Because it's been a while. They've never won a World Cup.
I think here, if we were able to win a championship, the way the city would respond and react, and I think it deserves it. I think there's a lot of people that have been loyal here, and we just want to do anything we can and work as hard as we can to find a way to get that done.
You realize last year that there were 5 people who had connections with Lethbridge who were coaches in the NHL.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
I knew there was a few. I didn't know there was 5. But
there's 5.
That's good.
Peters. Now I'm going to forget everyone's name, so never mind. But there was at 1.5. Of course, they're all fired now. But anyway.
Well, Babcock's not. So
except Babcock. Yeah. No. Anyway. So that's. But that would be a definite goal for you to be. Get on the NHL and coach a Stanley Cup winning team. How exciting would that be for you?
Well, that'd be exciting. Obviously, yeah.
Did your dad win a cup?
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
No,
okay.
No, he didn't. But I think it's, No, I think it's every kid's goal, whether you're a player or something. You want that ring. And it's funny, guys want a piece of jewelry, but I know from my time in Calgary when we won, just having that ring, it's a piece of jewelry, but it's special and it's something you hold on to. And having a chance to lift the cup or any cup is always exciting. The Stanley Cup would probably be a whole new level, and that's something that would be an obvious dream. So
what would you say when Ron McLean comes up to you and say, "How does it feel to win the cup?"
Yeah, I don't know. We'll say that for a minute. I'll worry about how it comes.
All right. So the season is coming up again. What in the summertime? What is your job, and then what are you looking at right now?
Well, right now we're our travel set up and everything like that. I actually leave. I leave on. Right away to go to the U18s.
Oh, right, the Ivan Hlinka thing.
We got to kind of get that rolling right now and leave to Calgary right away. And August 2nd, we take off for the Czech there and hopefully go find a way to win a gold medal there.
Yeah. What is talk about the Ivan Hlinka tournament because it's in the summer for one thing. Foreign country, what is the main goal? I mean, you want to win, but is this also a development tournament as well?
Well, I think everything's kind of a development tournament for the World Juniors, but this is a tournament that we do want to win. It's, we bring 44 kids to camp. We'll cut down, I believe it's 22, and we head over August 1st to the cuts, head over on August 2nd. And it's for Canada, it's their only team, it's their best team next to the Olympic team that they put together. Okay. So, because of the World Junior team, they've lost guys to the NHL. So it's a very good hockey club. It's next to the Olympics. It has all the best guys. So it's a great chance for us to go and win and hopefully get that winning feeling for these guys so they're ready for World Junior.
Have you been to that tournament before?
No, it's my first time. I did U17s last year. And this is my first time with coaching with the U18s, so it's pretty exciting.
What do you know of the atmosphere of those tournaments? I mean, I know the World Juniors are different, especially in Canada. They're phenomenal. It just goes crazy. But you turn on the Ivan Holinka, you see 65 people in the stands. What's so?
Well, I think, and that's why I think they're changing. Next year, it's going to be Edmonton has it. So for the next, I believe it's 6 years, it's going to go back and forth from Czech and Edmonton.
Oh, really?
So I think they're trying to build that up, and I'm sure next year when you watch it in Edmonton, I'm sure it'll be jam-packed in there, because that's Canada. That's what we do. We like to watch hockey, and it's all the best kids. So I'm sure it'll get supported.
So what's on the wish list for you for the Hurricanes for this season, as far as getting players, what you want, what you need, what's the important thing, what are you looking forward to?
Just we always look forward to getting going. It's been a great summer. We've had a lot of fun, but it's getting around to the hockey time again, and hopefully this U18 thing goes well, and then get back here and get camp going and get excited. And every year it starts, everyone has a chance to win it, and that's what you look forward to.
So do you think the Canes have a shot this year to go deeper than you did last year?
Well, we went pretty deep last year, but we'd like to take another step for sure.
Very good.
Took a step the year before, and hopefully next year we take another step.
Okay, and Memorial Cup. Please.
Yeah, no pressure.
When's that? Because when does it come back to the West?
Well, it's in Regina next year.
Next year. Right? For the big anniversary.
So it'd be a nice little trip for people from Lethbridge. That'd be awesome. So we'll see what we can do.
Brent Kisio, not Kelly. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, thanks for doing this. Cheers. All right.